So I'd like to start this podcast by saying that I got married some weeks ago. It was a quiet wedding, just some family and friends. And if you believe me or not, that's your business. Please, 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 please. I did not get married. I don't think I can have a quiet wedding. Or rather, that kind of quiet wedding. So no. And my mom would definitely want to post on Facebook because my mom has Facebook and Instagram. So then that thought. So welcome to So You Want to Get Married. I know a lot of people are wondering like, what is wrong with the light and why did she come up with this topic? Don't worry, it's fine. I'm okay. Anyway, the definite guide to navigate the corny waters of Nigerian matrimony. Avoiding it entirely. Because let's be real, who needs that kind of stress? I don't, definitely. I already have work stress. I am here to spill the tea. But since we're Nigerian, let's say spill the ogbono soup. And the reason why I'm using ogbono soup is because I don't like okra soup, except IJ cooks it. For some reasons, I don't know. I just like IJ's okra. I would have said my mom. My mom doesn't really cook okra and she doesn't really cook. She has 3 girls. Anyway, back to the realities of Nigerian wedding and the relentless pressure to settle down. Shout out to everybody in their 20s, their late 20s, 22, 23, 25. I think the age whereby parents start pressuring kids for marriage is from 22. Not like pressure per se, but they start reminding you that, oh, I hope you know you're supposed to get married. I think from 22 because they started telling me from 22 till now. So when you get to your mid-20s, that's like peak pressure, and it was like, you're not getting older, I got married at this age, why, what's happening, we're not hearing anything about you. So I mean, that is where we are. That's where I am. I don't know for you listening, but that's where I am, and that's why I feel pressured to actually like talk about it. Yeah. So first of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say the auntie in the living room? Anybody that has aunties could you literally relate to what I'm about to say? Nigerian parents have a peculiar interest with your reproductive timeline. It's like they have a special and personal stake in your fertility. Am I pronouncing that right? I think I am. Suddenly, every family gathering turns into a fertility clinic waiting room. And if you've not been to a fertility clinic, I think it's time to take like an excursion. Just tell yourself, oh, let me even see how women, go for antenatal or, clinics and all of that. That place is always busy. You see a whole lot of, I don't think I need to tell you what goes down there. I feel like you need to just go for excursion. Just like you go to Zuma Rock. I don't know why I added O to the front. But just like you go to Zuma Rock and the rest, some of us went to the airport for excursion and all that. So just like that, just take yourself, take your friends, just go to the fertility clinic and see what the hell happens there. And so back to Nigerian aunties. So I don't know for you, but they always have like questions, they always want to know how you're doing. So you always want to be like, oh, Delight, how you doing? Oh, are you enjoying your 20s? Oh, that's cute. But have you considered freezing your eggs? I'm just in my 20s. Oh, better yet, have you thought about finding a husband? Are you a lesbian? And the first time somebody asked me if I was lesbian, not somebody, my aunt asked me if I was a lesbian, I was shocked. I was like, you might be right. I might actually be a lesbian. Because at that point in my life, I was just not interested in whatever a man had to say to me. So it would make perfect sense that I was, a lesbian at that point. But I told her that, okay, no, I'm not a lesbian. I just don't have a man right now. and hopefully God will, provide. In case you didn't know, you have a clock that's ticking, and that clock can only be heard by you, your not even you. Sometimes you might not even hear the clock, but your mom and your aunts, and sometimes your own can hear the clock clicking. Okay, I think that's the right sound. Yeah. And the clock is saying get married, time to get married, time to get married, and you're not hearing it. Yeah. So when that clock starts to do its thing, that's when they realize, okay, it's time to attack. And most of the times, how many people can survive attack from aunties and uncles? Yeah, I can. I've been there, I've done that, I'm still doing it, and I'll survive. Okay. So let's dive deeper into the fine details of this pressure. Let's explore common parental tactics such as guilt tripping, comparing you to your see, this is what I cannot relate to because I'm the first grandchild. There is pressure for me to marry, but nobody's telling me see your cousin because I'm the oldest. But my dad married, not my dad, sorry, my grandfather married 2 wives, and nobody's pressuring me to marry by saying see your cousin. I mean, most of them are not married, even, so I can't relate. But if you can relate to that, that's fine. I'm sorry, that's not fine. I'm sorry for you. I also heard that for you to get married, like, parents can offer to pay for the wedding, which is, I feel like my parents would not do that. My parents would be like, I trained you to school, why the hell would I have to pay for your wedding too? The least you can do is pay for your wedding. And I understand. So I don't see them getting to a point whereby they will need to pay for my wedding. I have a very funny story to tell you. This would be the right time to tell you. So recently, one of my dad's friends messaged me on WhatsApp, and he was like, Adelaide, how are you? Send your picture. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? And then I went to tell my mom, and she was like, oh, send him your picture. Apparently they've spoken about it, and I have fine pictures. Obviously, I have, like, if you want a picture of me, makeup, just my face, I have it. Chike. But I don't really have his full pictures, but I sent my picture, and he was like, okay. Then he was like, oh, I will need to send more pictures. And I'm like, okay, this is beginning to sound fishy, because I'm like, the first one, maybe they want to use my picture to pray for me, but more pictures means you want to show somebody. So then he was like, okay, that somebody would reach out to me to talk to me, that I should listen to him, blah blah blah. So at this point I went to meet my parents, and I'm like, okay, what is happening here? And they're like, oh, that he told them that there's somebody that wants to talk to me. And I'm like, talk to me per se, wait. He was like, that the guy wants to marry. I'm like, okay. So maybe all the times that I've been telling them that I want to get married, finally, they've seen the man that they like for me. Chike. Because I already told them I like men, like I like dark skin, low cut. But first of all, I'm taking out the color. Whether you're light skin or dark skin, you can have it. But you see, for the low cut, I don't see myself being with a man that has dreads. That's my preference. Like, I mean, I don't have big ass. And if somebody comes to me and say that he doesn't see himself as someone that doesn't have big ass, I'll not be offended, because obviously I don't have big ass. Chike. Yeah, so exactly. Allow me to like men on low cut. So back to our story. I was like, okay, like, before he's coming to talk to me, have you guys spoken to him? Like, what's he like? What's his age? My dad was like, oh, that he said that he's like in his 40s. And like, are you but 40s? I guess I'm getting old, but I'm still in my 20s. Are you okay with me marrying a man in his 40s? And you're like, oh, he probably just got to, like, 40 years. And I'm like, okay, confirm, call him and know how old this man is. And then my dad calls him and he says the guy is 46. And I'm like, what the hell is a 46-year-old man looking for me? That's a sugar daddy. That's a whole sugar daddy. He doesn't look bad. Chica, he doesn't look bad for his age. He's not old. 46-year-old is not old, but per se he's old. Chica, it's not like my ideal life partner. So I was like, okay, I'm not okay with it. Why are you okay with it? And then I realized that, okay, this is part of the pressure. These people want to marry me out. Because why it's getting desperate. But luckily for me, it turned out that this guy was not just interested in me. He took like 6 pictures to go and show his pastor, so that his pastor can help him pick the one that's for him. And I'm like, what the hell? Now I see the reason why you're married by 46, because it makes perfect sense. You cannot find a woman for yourself. 6 pictures, that's crazy. But the lesson I learned from this is that once you get older, parents are like, the pressure is there. I don't know if they have pressure on them. I don't know who's giving them the pressure, but whether you like it or not, there's this pressure to get married. We're not going to come and deny that there's no pressure. It exists. It definitely does. You might not be feeling it, but you will definitely feel it. Now, the second thing on my agenda, which is the aunties. I would always speak about the aunties because they're like the greatest. I'm looking for the word. The cause. They're the leading cause of this whole thing. They're the unsung heroes of the Nigerian wedding industry. See, if your Nigerian aunt has not done matchmaking for you, is she really your aunt? Does she really like you? Is she really interested in things that you want to do? See, they can sniff out a single. I don't know how to do it. It's so strange. But Nigerians know how to sniff out single people. They know, like, literally all the people in the kindred. How do they call it? That's single. So it's like they have a sixth sense for loneliness. I'm trying. Maybe when I become an aunt, I'll be able to like understand what the hell is happening. But for now, their ability is strange and it baffles me. And then you start to hear things like, "Oh, you've been single for so long, auntie. How do you know I've been single for so long?" Because the last time I checked, me and you, we hardly talk. In fact, we talk once in a while. So that means you guys are gossiping about me, because how do you know we don't even live the same? We don't live in the same area. So how do you know that I've been single for so long, auntie? And you know the worst part about the whole matchmaking thing, you cannot decline, because they have this thing in their mind. Once they set their mind to it, they'll do it. So declining their matchmaking is like declining a plate of jollof rice. You can't come on now. They're going to a party and they serve you this beautiful jollof rice. You're like, oh no, I will not eat jollof rice. I will not eat jollof. Come on, nobody does that. Are you really Nigerian if you do that? So you cannot even decline. You just have to see it through. Like for your mental health and for your aunt's mental health, just see it through. I mean, your husband might come out from there. I was going to say let's talk about the tried and true methods for dodging the auntie attack, but except it's therapy, or are you saying or you think about pretending to be in a new relationship? But I'm here to tell you that only happens in like African magic, because for how long will you pretend to be in a new relationship? Are you planning to get married to the person? Maybe the both of you will just fall in love from the fake relationship and marry. That's not happening, my guy. That's not happening. So that's not an option. The only option you have is to pay for therapy, so that as your aunt is unloading her whatever it is on you, you are offloading it to your therapist. That's like the only method that could work for you. But focus on protecting your sanity. Like, don't play about that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is called financial burden. I know if you listen to this podcast, you feel like, why are you talking like a married person? I'm not. I'm talking based on my experience. Weddings are fucking expensive for no fucking reason. And I'm saying this not because I've been a bride, but because I've been a bridesmaid. From paying for a shake. Last time I went for a wedding was in 2021, 2022, 2020, 2021, 2022, yeah. I entered flights to Abuja. I know how much I spent for the ashebi, for the makeup, for the hair. Like, it's a lot. And one thing is that when you go and come back, post wedding clarity will hit you like, why exactly did I spend this money? People, we just believe in doing it for the plot. But guess what? This is 2024 and Nigeria is getting harder. So now, before I attend the wedding, I have to really think, like, how much am I going to spend? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? And if you're listening to this podcast and you're planning to get married and you're planning to make me part of the bridesmaid, you better be prepared to stay in that wedding. Because if I spend all this money for your wedding and you wake up one morning and say you want to get divorced, problem, you guys are going to fucking refund me that money that I spent. Thank you very much. Nigerians are known for their ability to party, spend a lot of money on their weddings and all of that. So when you talk about marriages, I also heard that the husband will bring his guest list, the wife will bring her guest list, the family will bring their guest list. And I'm like, okay, this makes perfect sense why you're having 200, 300 guests in a wedding. What the fuck is happening? Am I cooking rice for 200, 300 people to see me dance and kiss my husband? So, this brings me down to the whole, will I have a big or a small wedding? I've not thought about it. And it's funny, yeah. But I hardly think about me getting married. Do not ask me why. Maybe it's because I've not found the one. But maybe if I find the one, I'll start thinking about getting married. But I think about getting married, but I don't think about the whole preparation, what I'll wear for my wedding. That's my best friend's work. She's very, very fucking delusional. Like, I love you, my guy, but how the hell are you so fucking delusional? Me, on the other side, I'm very realistic. Like, and I know she hates when I bring her out of her Dululu, but I can't help it. I just can't. And I don't know if she listens to this. She can hear me say, I'm sorry for not leaving your delusions, But when I get to that bridge about getting married, I will cross it. I will know if I want a big wedding with this person or not. And then it's a decision we both have to make. I don't buy into the idea of that the marriage is for just the woman. You guys, me and my husband, we're going to talk about if we want a big wedding or not. Okay, so when I get to that place, I'll cross it. We talk about the price. We've talked about the aunties. I think the next thing would be the pressure that comes with marriage. Oh, you're married. Congrats, What's the next thing? Of course, the next thing is when are you gonna give us grandkids? My mom used to do the combo. She used to do the combo. She used to do the when will you marry and when will you give me grandkids? Before she used to say like, when will you give me grandkids? And I'm like, if you want a grandkid this year, next year, I'll give it to you. She was like, as long as you're planning to get married. And I tell her that, who said anything about getting married? And then we end up quarreling. So now she makes sure she makes it clear that she mean, when will I get married and give her a grandchild? I'm like, okay, thank you for the clarity, but time is coming. So congrats on getting married. That's stage one. The next one is, babies. When are you gonna give us babies? I'm not even going to try and paint it, but me, all the people that have attended their wedding, I'm like, they'll be married for 2 years, so when will you drop a little one? So I'm not going to be judgmental about it because that's what I do. I'm not fucking a hypocrite. I'm actually a hypocrite. Like, I am. I'm not even going to lie. So if you're lucky enough to have kids, it's like having a backup hyperactive puppies to your life. Although Nigerians, I've never seen a Nigerian person have kids and puppies at the same time. I'm not saying dog, dog is something you're gonna like you have kids and then you get a puppy. You're at that point you're training a child and a puppy at the same time. I've never seen, but I would like to see that. Like, I would like to see that. I'm curious here. When people get married, do they ever say to themselves, "Oh God, what have I done?" I don't know. Do they regret? Is there any? I think I'm going to like do this. Where am I going to see newly married people? Because I mean, marriage for people here now are different from marriage from my parents. Okay, my parents usually said they heard from God that this was my husband, this was my wife. I don't know if people still hear from God. Me, I've been trying to hear from Him, so I can point me at some direction where my husband is, but I've not gotten any answer. So I think this is something that I would do research and I'll find out if people have regrets. I'll just do it anonymously because people will not want to like come out to come and talk about it, yeah. And I would like to say, if you have plans to get married or you don't have plans because you're scared, there's nothing much to be scared about. Whether you get married or not, you would always go through ups and downs in life. So what's better than having to do that with someone that you love or someone that loves you? Yeah, except you're marrying for money or some other stuff, because you guys are fucking crazy. But if you're marrying somebody because you love the person, I think it makes things a little bit easier. And I think one of the mistakes people make is that they assume that because I love this person, everything is supposed to go smoothly. Most of the time, you guys are from like a very different family. Like, just imagine coming from a family whereby you have your mom and your dad together, like they're both alive, and you've seen them together. Decisions are just made by your dad. Your dad always asks your mom what she wants, and asks you the kids what you want. And then you coming from a family whereby the family only has a dad or a mom, and then all decisions are made by that one particular person. They don't have time to like check up with the family. Oh, would you like this or would you like that? So you get, now these two people come from very different background, and you do not expect them to act or behave in the same way. Love is patient. Love is kind. So you have to learn how to be patient if you know that you actually love this person. And that's why I would never be okay with the whole idea of saying you fell out of love, because I don't think love is something you can easily fall in and fall out of. You can fall in and fall out of lust, but definitely not love. But that's like another topic for today. Anyway, so there you have it, the non so glamorous world of Nigerian matrimony. Why am I having problems pronouncing that word now that I'm recording a podcast? I don't have any problem with like pronouncing it normally. So fucking weird. Anyway, remember that it's just my point of view, just what I think. Do you get? And what you think maybe might be different. Everyone's experience is different, and the most important thing is to find out what works for you and live your life on your own terms. Whether you're happily married, happily single, or somehow in between, embrace your journey. Like the Yoruba men, they are very much capable. They are very, they can be married and single at the same time. Like, I feel like we need to give it up for Yoruba men. A round of applause, because nobody can do it like a Yoruba man. I feel like every woman at least needs to date a Yoruba man, just for character development. I cannot relate to the whole Yoruba men thing, because Yoruba men have been nothing but sweet to me. That thing they say about Yoruba men and Igbo women go so well. Maybe it's true, I don't know, but I'm yet to experience a Yoruba demon. They're just so sweet to me. I like Yoruba men. I like Igbo men. I just like men. I just like men in general. Just let it be. But I heard they are demons, and I feel like they are like a need. You need to like experience one. Okay? Because I hear stories and it's crazy. I've actually seen somebody get hospitalized because of a Yoruba man. That was a shocking experience I will never forget. But believe me when I say that that definitely happened. And I'm looking for a husband. If your brother is available and it looks like my type, send me a DM. You know, it's so unfortunate that I do not have friends that I could say, oh, since husband is not coming from outside, let me look at one of my friends and then settle it. And when I say my friends, I mean my female friends, brothers. My male friends, like, let me even think about it. Which of them can I even marry? I love them. They are beautiful. They're amazing. But I don't see myself like any of them. So I think it definitely has to be their job to find me a man. And after this podcast, I'm going to put it to them like, what do you mean by you don't have anybody that I could fall in love with, that will fall in love with me and it will be good? And I'm not just saying relationship, I'm talking like long term. Because and don't bring me my age mate. I need the 30 plus. If you're 30 plus, please send me a DM. I'm ready for you. Like, this is my time to step into the world of dating 30. I've never dated a man that's in his 30s. I've always been dating 20s. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to start from there. Okay. Anyway, I'm currently not dating. I'm very quite celibate and single, and taking care of myself, because the whole dating pool is messy and I don't really like to deal with messy. But this is August and a lot of people are shuffling, a lot of people are coming out of relationship, and a lot of people are entering. So if God says it's my time, who am I to say no? So anyway, shout out to my friends. Please get married. Don't have a child out of wedlock. I will still love and support you if you do, but don't do that. Come on. You've had your time in school to do that. You didn't do that. Not now that we're out of school. So let's get married. Let's work towards getting married and having kids. I was telling my mom that even if I get married, I would definitely not be having kids till like 2 years. And me and my husband will have like 2 years. And she was like, oh, okay, so that means you're getting ready to get married this year or next year. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you have to do it before 30, because if you get to 30, you will not have 2 years. You have to give me grandchildren. And I'm like, what the hell? You should even be grateful that I'm saying that I want to get married, because when I was not even open to the topic, she was freaking out. I remember the day I told her that I like to get married. She was like, hallelujah. And she was dancing with her, and I'm like, okay, this is this is quite serious. I did not know. I just think my whole family was like, okay, something is definitely wrong with the life. She doesn't talk about men, she doesn't talk about marriage, she doesn't talk about wedding dress, nothing. But that day, just put something straight, like, okay, she's willing to get married. Anyway, marriage is not really a sensitive topic. Love is, because you could definitely get married to someone that does not love you. So the problem stands from love, not even marriage. Anyway, welcome to the Delight Jones podcast. Like I said earlier, we've decided that the podcast will be every 2 Thursdays, because I have work to do. I love you guys. I love you so much, but I have work to do and I'm always occupied and I cannot meet up with every Thursday. So see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You can add me on social media, and you can send me a DM. You can also tell me what you think or feel about the podcast and what you think I should change. I'm open to suggestions and I'll definitely listen to you. I love you. Bye.